the heat, feel the connection. When the ground will seek to meet your feet, feel the connection. When you feel complete, then our hearts will meet and dance to the holy sound around. A million lights in a starry night, feel the connection. When the ocean raves with roaring waves, feel that connection. When you feel complete, then our hearts will meet and dance to the holy sound around. When my mind weaves dreams of memories, I need connection. When I plan and scheme a piper's dream, give me connection. We're letting go, we're in the flow of the connection. When you feel complete, then our hearts will meet and dance to the holy sound around. Everybody!
We want to fill these seats, but oh wow, we can't now. Hey, everybody. Unity. Walnut Creek.
Unity.
Walnut
Creek.
Oh,
Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut
in the bay. Well, hey, let's stand up if we feel like it. Repeat after me. I'm bold, I'm beautiful.
I'm bold, I'm beautiful.
I'm changed, I'm powerful.
I'm changed, I'm powerful.
I'm great, let's celebrate.
I'm great, let's celebrate.
We're great, let's celebrate.
We're great.
Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut Creek.
Unity.
In the bay. It's a great day. Here we go. I'm loved. I'm grateful.
I'm loved, I'm grateful.
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 A unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. In the bay. Yeah.
Unity.
Yeah. Walnut
In the
Creek.
bay.
Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Walnut Creek. Unity. Yeah. In the bay.
Unity.
Good morning, Unity of Walnut Creek in the Bay. My name is Eileen Hausfeld.
And I'm Susan. Welcome to our service.
We want to greet and bless everyone online who's watching us. Your presence adds to our service, and we're glad to have you with us, so thanks for joining. Please join me in welcoming our featured musicians, Narayan and Janet. And Lisa, our song leader today. Thank you all for sharing your music with us.
Reverend Kristen will deliver today's message titled, How to Manifest. Yeah, I was here for the first one, and it's practical advice, so stick around.
All right. So before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together.
Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who were stewards of this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, and let's say this together, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
Our mission is who we have come here to be, and again, let's say this together.
We are a loving, inclusive community expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all.
Our core values are
Love, connection, service, and wisdom. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so that we may give you a welcome packet.
So, no newbies with us, and we invite you all to use the connection cards, which are in the seat back in front of you, these gray things. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information and place the cards in the basket with the offering. For those of you who are viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
Now, we've got some activities to share with you this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a great month. Unity Men's Group, Earth Care Alliance Team, and Sustainable Contra Costa invite you to dinner and a movie on Sunday, July 7th at 6 p.m. Kiss the Ground is a remarkable documentary that reveals the first viable solution to our climate crisis. We will learn that by regenerating the world's soils, we can completely and rapidly stabilize Earth's climate, restore lost ecosystems, and create abundant food supplies. This free event begins with a pasta dinner with vegetarian options and a discussion after the 80-minute film. Please sign up on the patio or our website so that we know how much food to prepare.
And are you curious about Reverend Kristen's trip to Egypt during her sabbatical? Yeah, maybe you even want to go to Egypt yourself. So if so, plan on coming here on Thursday, July 11th for Journey to Egypt from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Reverend Kristen will share a 30-minute movie showcasing her enriching experiences in Egypt, and that'll be followed by an open discussion. So we look forward to seeing everybody here.
And the travels continue. On Thursday, July 18th, we will journey with Kristen and Brenley to Costa Rica. Reverend Kristen and Brenley will share their time in Costa Rica in pictures and stories. Also, enjoy Costa Rican artwork inspired. Enjoy Costa Rican inspired artwork by our own David Brooks.
And then there's Unity on the Lawn back again this year. Yeah, that'll be great. Saturday, July 13th at 6:30 p.m. We will groove to the high-energy soul and R&B sounds of the Last Minute Band, which features our own, they're not here today, but they usually are, Daniel and Dusty. So, yeah, be entertained while enjoying a picnic lunch on the lawn, picnic dinner on the lawn, I guess. Bring your own picnic or pre-order a very delicious taco bar dinner. The concert tickets and the taco bar dinners, if you so choose, may be purchased in the bookstore or on our website. Children's tickets are free. So there will be non-alcoholic beverages, beer, wine, and tickets for our popular wine pull. They'll be available during the event, so it's just going to be a groovy night. Please join us.
And that band has some pictures, some videos up on YouTube, and they are good. So make sure you come. Yeah. Unity's Board of Trustees invite you to an important community gathering on Sunday, July 14th at 1 o'clock in the community room. This will be a circle format to hear your questions and provide updates on our community financial well-being. Together, we will explore ideas on how to stabilize and increase our revenue over time. Please bring your ideas and contribute your energy to a community prayer of attraction. Bring your own lunch to eat before or during the meeting, along with your questions, feedback, and ideas.
So for more information and registration for all our events, please see our website, or you can go to the table and pick up flyers outside.
And now, Reverend Kristen has a special ceremony to share with us.
Good morning, everyone. You know how teachers say you have bright, shiny faces? I mean, it's really true. You do have bright, shiny faces. And this is a really special day because this is the day that we dedicate our prayer chaplains. This is a long time coming this year. We're a little delayed in our scheduling, but here they are. And I hope you can begin to feel that energy when we have this many prayer chaplains in the house. If you don't know what they do, it's a little bit indicative by their name, but there's a little more to it than only prayer. It's more than prayer. It's holding a sacred space for us as well. It is praying with us in person. Sometimes they'll drop us a note of prayer. Sometimes they'll call us and check in on us and offer prayer. Sometimes they'll visit us in the hospital or at home. But wherever and however we are touched by prayer chaplains, even if we don't interact in those physical ways, they are holding space for our entire community at all times. And that means you. Isn't that nice to know? You have 14 prayer angels that are holding you in prayer, that are holding the best and the highest good for you at all times, that are holding a space here physically for us, for those of you online, that says, I want the best and the highest good for you, and I'm opening to Spirit to help co-create that experience. We're going to talk a lot about co-creation today. So that's on the brain. They pray for you for light, for love, for truth, and in light and love and truth. And so without further ado, I'd like to invite our prayer chaplain coordinator, Susan Monroe, forward. Susan is also our trainer. She's really a teacher at heart. She knows this. And so she really loves to bring teachings into their monthly meetings, and she's going to introduce the team.
Thank you. I am so honored to work with all these wonderful, brilliant people. So I'm going to call the prayer chaplains up in the order of how many years of service that they have provided to our center. First of all, and I would love to welcome up Barbara Lynch, who has served as a prayer chaplain for Unity of Walnut Creek for 37 years. And of course, we all know Mike McGarvey. He has served for 26 years. Next, we got Charlie Paduano, he's in his 13th year of serving. And you will also recognize the lovely Jeannie, Fusen, brain fart there. Jeannie Fusen, who's in her 12th year. And we'll do, I think Bobby has been 9 years as a prayer chaplain. Next is going to be Terry. So we'll have Terry and Joy swap places. Terry's been 8 years as a prayer chaplain with Unity of Walnut Creek. And we have Joy Jankuya, who's been 4 years with us, 3rd years. This is her 3rd year serving. And, drum roll please, we have 2 brand new prayer chaplains. We have Barbara Gordon Kaliva. I make that so hard when it's not. And marvelous Ray Wilson.
And I think I failed to mention that Susan is in her 10th year of service as a prayer chaplain. Yeah. So you ready to be hooded, brand new prayer chaplains? I want to invite you to step forward, Ray. We give thanks for you and for you coming to join us here in this community and to hold us in prayer. Thank you. And we invite you, Barbara. Thank you. Thank you for being willing, for serving us. And so now we're going to have a special ceremony for all of the prayer chaplains. This is an anointing, a blessing of their hands and their hearts. And the water, the substance that we're using is a special water that comes from St. Anthony's monastery. St. Anthony was the second of the Desert Fathers. If you know about the Christian mystics, the mothers and fathers in about the year 250 went out into the desert in Egypt and lived there as a hermit, and the water comes from that place. I'll tell a little bit more about that during my talk. It's also infused with rose water to represent the opening of the heart chakra. So we are blessing our prayer chaplains' hands and hearts, their hands as they open to us in prayer, and their hearts, they receive us in prayer, and their hearts that also open to us as well. Lisa, would you mind giving us a little music? I'm not sure if we mentioned a few of our prayer chaplains that are not here today. Eileen Brady, Garrett Rieg, and David Peterson. Garrett's been serving for 25 years, David for 10, and Eileen for 4. So we give thanks for them as well. So I'd like all of us to be able to bless our prayer chaplains with the same idea of blessing the heart and the hands. And so I invite us to warm up our hands. A blessing will appear on the screen, and I'm going to get out of the way of the blessing so you all get the full power of it. No, jeez. Together, prayer chaplains, we give thanks for your heart that receives us in love, and your hands that extend to us in prayer. The prayer chaplains have a special song that essentially they are singing to you through beloved Lisa Snordham Phelps and through the hands of Terry Curtin and Susan Monroe, So please receive this as they share with you their dedication.
Here I am, Lord, use me, guide me, fill me, take me, lead me to your will. Here I am now, ready to follow, to serve all, to love all, to be love in this world. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me this day. Spirit calls, I answer. I'm open, I listen, I hear it, I feel it move in me. Here I come now closer, devoted, surrendered, lifted, aligning with your plan. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will Here I am, now I come. Here I am, Lord, I come.
Our beloved prayer chaplains, thank you. So Narayan and Janet are having some photos taken today that Peter's taking, and if you wish to be in them, you may want to move up closer to this side, Peter, or both sides? Both sides. And if you don't want to be in them, you might want to wish to move back further. So we just wanted to let you know that that was happening. So now is our time of meditation. So I invite you to speak with me our affirmation of faith, and then we'll move into a time of meditation with music, guidance, and silence. Let's begin with our statement together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God.
my feelings rise. Whoa, let my feelings rise. Whoa, let my feelings rise. Whoa, from my heart, knowing who I am. Whoa, knowing who I am. Whoa, knowing who I am. Whoa, from my heart, let my feelings rise. Whoa, let my feelings rise. Let my feelings rise from my heart. So let's continue to breathe through the heart. Allowing that knowing, that remembering of who we are. And as we remember who we are, as we have that grounded sense of knowing, I am more than my mind or my body, although these things are precious and appreciated. I am divine. All the attributes I love about my God, my source, my spirit, the mother, the father, the goddess, the beloved friend, the masters. All those attributes that I give over to what I might call a deity. I too have these. To remember even just a fraction of this truth is powerful and potent. And yes, from this knowing, feelings arise in the heart. Feelings of awe and wonder and gratitude and humility. What I have been entrusted with to be here now. And so we just simply open our hearts to breathe in this truth, this remembering, this knowing. Let the feelings flow from that in the silence.
Consciously breathing in the truth. I am love. Breathing it out and giving it all around you. I am peace. Letting ourselves be ambassadors of peace by our very life. I am wisdom. I am divine intelligence. I am whatever attribute I wish to be, wish to call in, wish to name for myself right now. Thank you, thank you. The very divine essence of my being remembers and feels the truth move through me now. And so it is.
My feelings rise. Whoa. Let my feelings rise. Whoa. Let my feelings rise. Oh. From my heart.
You guys are high. You're evolved.
So, I know we're already there, but this next song is a practice, getting into alignment, and here we go. Let's take a breath together and let it out. Oh, thank you for that.
Thank you, Joey, for the uke mic.
Get into alignment.
Getting into alignment with the
Good stuff. Love stuff. Getting into alignment with the love stuff. Getting into alignment with the good stuff.
with the
Love stuff. Getting into alignment with the love stuff.
Ready for a day of ease and flow. Constant efforting is over. Had to let that go. Ease into myself where my inner being lives. Looking for fun where the good energy is, because we're getting into alignment
with the good stuff, with the love stuff.
Getting into alignment
with the love stuff. Pause, take a breath. Pause, take a breath. Pause, take a breath. Feel your toes in the sand. Yeah.
We're getting into alignment
With the good stuff, with the love stuff.
Getting into alignment
with the love stuff.
Cooperative components all along the way, ready to rendezvous where they want to play. Sharing happy moments in the street. If you sing the melody, I will play the beat, because we're getting into alignment with the good stuff, with the love stuff. Getting getting into alignment with the love stuff.
It's just ease and flow. Ease and flow. Ease and flow. And feel your breath in the air.
We're getting into alignment with the good stuff, with the love stuff. Getting into alignment with the love stuff. Yeah, we're getting into alignment with the good stuff, with the love stuff. Getting into alignment with the love stuff, with the love stuff, with the love stuff, with the love stuff.
You made it better.
Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. You were in alignment. You were in the groove. Did you notice that? They fell into the groove. You ever experienced that? When you're dancing or creating, you just sort of suddenly you let go and something else takes over, right? Spirit takes over, source takes over, that flow, the divine flow. So today we're talking about manifesting. Anybody want to manifest anything? Yeah, anybody up for that? You want to create something fabulous in your life? You've been waiting, perhaps, you've been working at it, and you're ready for it to come in. All right, we're gonna work the steps today. So I want to make sure that we won't be using this for a little while, but just want to make sure everybody got a handout when you came in if you wanted one that has the steps to manifestation. So if you don't, just raise your hand and Mike will bring one over. All right, so I want to start with some examples of manifestation. You can just keep your hands up if you can until you get your hand out. Thank you, Mike. A few more on that side, it looks like. All right. They've manifested, right? Okay, we're done here. So I was thinking about different examples of master teachers around the world, different beings that have helped us see what could be manifested through a human being. And sometimes it helps to stretch ourselves to go to the seeming miraculous examples to allow us then to recognize that I too can do this. As Jesus said, you can do this, right? You can do this as well. Whatever it is that I do, these things I do, you will do also. So when we stand, in awe of somebody raised from the dead or healed in the moment, and we think, well, that's okay for Jesus, but that's certainly not something I could do, look out. Because as you work the process of manifestation, you will be delightfully surprised at what you can do. So I was thinking about Sai Baba. Anybody ever hear of Sai Baba? Yeah. So Sai Baba, the most recent Sai Baba, was he made his transition in 2011. And he used to produce out of the palm of his hand something called vibhuti. Vibhuti is a sacred ash or a holy ash. In India, it's considered to have healing properties. It can bring abundance. It casts out lower energies and opens us to higher energies. And so he would produce this out of his palm, give it to people. Often people will put it across their forehead. So this is like a really sacred substance that he was able to just manifest. And manifest, by the way, the actual root of the word, manis, hand, comes from the hand, and to strike or to open up, right, to receive, not strike necessarily in a violent way. But you think of Moses striking the rock, right, and then with his staff, and then the water flowed, which flows us into another example of St. Anthony and St. Paul that I mentioned earlier when we used this blessed water that came from St. Anthony's monastery in Egypt. St. Paul and St. Anthony were both guided separately to go out into the desert and to live as hermits and just to be in prayer and meditation. Now, I took this journey on a big bus from Cairo, and it takes 4 hours to get out there. And they just wandered out into the desert and found a place as they were guided to do this. And did you ever notice that when you need something and you suddenly realize you don't have what you need, sometimes it just shows up? So you can imagine if you're going way out in the arid eastern desert, what would you need more than anything? Water. And there it was, water flowing. Water flowing. Now, I went to 2 different tours with 2 different monks, one at the St. Paul and one at St. Anthony. They both said that water miraculously flowed from a rock. There's also a geologist who says there's a natural spring, but deep in the desert of all places. Today, even, the monks at both of these monasteries are supplied with an abundance of spring water, pure spring water that continues to flow. There's a slide here. It shows one of the monks that gave us our tour on the left. In the middle, you get an idea of how arid it is, how dry the earth is from every direction you can look. We hiked up to St. Anthony's Cave, so we were up high, and you could see in every direction just how dry the earth was. And then there's another picture of that water that flows out through the rocks. So these are examples of manifestations. Think again, for a time that maybe you didn't have something or you perceived you didn't have something and you showed up and maybe somebody you were meeting had the very thing that you needed, or it was already there, it was already provided for you. These are examples of manifestation. We don't always think of those things, and sometimes we only think of something solid that we manifest, right? That it has to be something that's in the physical, but it's in the physical realm that we're talking about. So it can be an experience that we're manifesting, an experience that we have. And what comes out of that manifestation, all those feelings that arise that you two just sang about, what arises in our hearts, joy, gratitude. It's like a palpable thing that people can feel and experience in our presence when we have manifested something that brings us joy, something that brings us gratitude. So there's a lot of ripple effects to what we create when we are in this co-creative process. And there is indeed a process to follow. One of the things that you could think about is maybe the creation of something artistic, the creativity that moves through you to create something. Maybe it's a painting or a poem or a song or a dance or a movement of some kind, or, all those kinds of things. You may not, some of us don't think of ourselves as artists for whatever reasons, but you are an artist. And if nothing else, you are a spiritual artist who is making art in the world by what you manifest. We manifest our dreams. So if you think about how that process can work sometimes when we are in a creative process, that creative process could be, by the way, writing a report at work. It doesn't have to be just, a painting or a dance or a poem or something we classically think of as art. It's all creativity, right? And have you ever had that experience where it just seems like you were an open channel, an open vessel, but it wasn't you who created it? Have you ever had that experience where something just seems like it flowed through you? I had that years ago at Unity of Columbia. We had a women's retreat, and we made drums from the raw materials. Somebody actually got animal skins, and they were stretched and treated, and then we had these wooden frames, and we made these drums. And then each of us not only made our own hand drum, but then we painted something on it. And I felt guided to paint what felt like my animal totem, which was the wolf. But I'm telling you, I did not paint this. I just had paint on a brush and a drum in front of me, and this appeared. Yeah, I don't make art like that myself. But the one through us does, right? And so when we are in those spaces, it's like a lot of times what people say about our labyrinth. It's like once it was there, it's like, oh, wow, this was always there. We tap it, it's like we tap it. We tap the access point, and that which wants to arise arises out of the invisible realm into the visible. It's a beautiful, powerful thing to behold. And if you really think about it, you can point to zillions of different examples in your life of things you have manifested, of things you have witnessed, of things you have known about. And so for us, it's just about accessing, right? Remembering who we are and what we are able to do as co-creators. It is what we came to do. So let's start with manifest. What is manifest? Here's a very simple dictionary definition: to make evident by showing. To make evident by showing. So it shows up in some way. It's made evident. That's the manifest. But there's also, it's worth looking at a kind of similar definition about faith. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. So what it is that's behind that showing up, that thing that is showing up for us, that is being made evident in a manifestation, is that power of faith underneath it. The faith itself, something we cannot see, but an evidence, a kind of knowing, right? Now, this is where a lot of people get tripped up in the manifestation process. So that's why I thought I'd just go ahead and we'll meet it head on. Let's talk about the power of faith for a moment, because a lot of times people will tell me, well, I just don't manifest very well. I just don't have enough faith. Well, the truth is, you have a full measure of faith. We all come in with all the faith we could ever need. We have these 12 powers within us that Unity's teachings teach us about, these openings. Is like the chakras, they are powerful energy centers, but we have that full power in us. Whatever it is that we need, faith, love, understanding at any given moment, wisdom, all of those things are available. It's just about accessing it. It's just about opening to it. So how do we do it? Well, first, I think it's helpful for us to think about the two energies that are constantly dancing within us and to begin to understand what they do and when one is needed more than the other. Or maybe we're overbalanced in one or underbalanced in another. And so it helps us to begin to work with these two. I talk about them a lot, probably a lot of spiritual things that you tune into bring up this idea that we have masculine and feminine energy within us. We all have it, regardless of our gender identification. We all have masculine and feminine energy. And these two are always dancing within us. But it especially behooves us to be aware of them when we are in a conscious process of co-creation, of manifesting our desires. So let's take a look at how they work and what they do. In a very basic way, the feminine is the opening, right? This is where we open to all that is. We open to the truth of who we are. We open to the allness of God, the allness of spirit. We open to the essence of who we are, the divine essence of who we are. So there's just an opening to the presence, to the power. We start to feel it, right? All of that happens through feminine consciousness. So the co-creative process always starts with the feminine. And then there is a perceiving that the feminine also does. And you probably know how you perceive spiritual information, how you receive, how you get insights. Maybe you tend more to hear things, so there's like an inner hearing. Or maybe you get visuals, you tend to inner seeing. Or perhaps there's just a knowing, like suddenly you just know. Or maybe you feel it. Or some combination of any of these, right? So how it is that you dance with the information that Spirit gives you, with the insights that Spirit gives you. That's the perception. That's the process of perception. Then once we kind of have a sense of what we're getting at, the masculine affirms it. The masculine claims it. Masculine energy is really what brings it out, right, into physicality. It acts, it speaks, it claims. It's that kind of energy that moves out. So you can imagine if we're always just in feminine energy, well, it's really wonderful and nothing gets done, right? And if we're always in masculine energy, we might be like, okay, let's get a plan. We got to have the goals and the objectives and who's going to finish this and when are we going to do it? And, we need that energy too, but that can be a little overbearing, right? And a little tiring. If we only run on masculine energy, then we're only running on, there'll be a time when we run out. And guess what happens when we run out or when we're starting to feel tired? We go back and refill, right? All of our prayer chaplains know this so well. Going back to the well of prayer, going back to that place of meditation, opening again, perceiving again, opening that door. And so we can't do that too many times. We can't go into that feminine energy too many times. It's something that refills us, but we want to dance with both of them. So then the feminine receives, right? Receives both the gift of that which we are manifesting, but also we get into that receptive energy that trusts, that allows. And then the masculine acts. So we might receive guidance. Then the masculine part of us goes out into the world and does. Okay, I think we got it. You probably already had it, but hopefully that's helpful. Some people are going. We're good. All right. So I want to move us into a process to allow you to kind of move through the steps, and then you can take that handout home if you want to work with us a little bit more. You can keep working on the same thing you're manifesting, or you can manifest something new, whatever it is that you want to do. So I want to invite you to get comfortable. And just close your eyes if you wish. And let's start with some grounding, just bringing our attention down to the soles of our feet. You can imagine that like the trunk, like the roots of a tree, that the energy drops down through the soles of your feet, deep into the earth. And as you're looking or perceiving, you might notice that they just, as you pay attention and the energy moves downward, that it moves further downward, deeper into the earth, maybe spreads wider as well. And so we just want to breathe in that energy, which is like the fertile soil of the earth. It's grounding, it's Mother Earth, reminds us that we're supported and that we're bringing forth something new. You might imagine it like the vibhuti, but a volcanic ash, a sacred earthy ash that makes fertile soil. And so bringing some of that energy then up through the roots of the earth, through imagining it moving through your feet, filling your legs. You might even feel a little heavier. It's just grounding, rooting energy. And then maybe around your navel, you want to just let this energy sit in a grounded space. And now we'll move up above the crown of the head and imagine opening up the crown and receiving the light, receiving the divine light. Letting it flow in through the top of your head, down through your face and neck, back of your head, your shoulders, rolling down through your hands, your arms, out through the palms of your hands, down through your chest and back, your heart, your abdomen. And that light moves all the way through your being. You can let it go all the way through once again, the soles of your feet, even into the earth. We bring it back and allow these two energies to intermix within the heart. The energy of groundedness, of renewal, of new life, and the energy of infinite possibility that the light represents. So now just breathing into the heart. And thinking of something that, as you breathe into the heart, that makes you smile. One of the really helpful things to imagine is something like a baby animal. Most of us can smile at a baby animal without anything else coming into play. If it's your own pet that you think of, there might be some issue with your pet. So just letting something really pure come to mind, to heart, that makes you smile. And in this space, then, let's bring forth our intention. What is it that Spirit would want us to manifest now? Perhaps a desire we already have in our hearts, just becoming aware of it again. And as you begin to dance with Spirit in this intention, let's move to its already manifested state and see with your inner eye what that looks like. What does it look like when this dream, this idea is already made manifest? What do I look like in that state, having received? And what does it feel like? Imagine that it's already here, that it's already arrived. What does it feel like for it to have been already manifested? Maybe you hear something, some words from the essence of who you are, your divine self, echoing. Or maybe you hear something in that manifested state. Or there's something to know. Just opening up all these ways of perceiving. And then give thanks for whatever you've received so far. Now let's turn to asking for help. Asking Spirit, help me manifest this desire, this dream. Help me bring it into visibility, into manifestation, into felt and experienced reality. Remember, ask and it is given. So we ask. Now I invite you to affirm. So if you can put your desire into a very short affirmation that is already, it's already done, or it's present tense, or past present tense. So I am, perhaps, is the beginning of your sentence. You want to speak that affirmation to yourself. You may want to write it down. You're beginning to make it firm. You're bringing in that masculine energy that helps you make it solid on terra firma. That's what affirmation does for us. Brings spiritual truth into lived reality. And again, you may want to give thanks for whatever you've received so far. Finally, we just want to move again into our receptive state. Maybe breathing into the heart, feeling the openness of that. Being in that position of trust. To know that we will receive exactly what we need, the very manifested essence of that which we are calling forth, the physical reality of it. Perhaps we'll receive some more guidance to help us to get to that point. Maybe there's something to release or something we need to do. Trusting. Being in an open, receptive mode. And giving thanks now once again for whatever you have received so far. Knowing that it comes in the right time, in the perfect way. And after you have given thanks to all the help you've received, to the process, to the remembering of the power that you have, I invite you to bring your attention back into this space. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So whatever decision you have made by connecting with this idea, divine idea, by connecting with this desire of your heart, by opening and receiving something, it's a decision to say, I am moving into a co-creative process. You've already made a decision to move into a co-creative process. Now, at any point, you could say, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Or you could block it. But if you want to move toward that thing, and you've already made that decision, just know the universe is starting to rally, to conspire to make it happen. So you are on your way to success, maybe just like that. Maybe just like sacred ash flowing from the palms of your hands. Maybe as soon as you walk out this door, if it hasn't manifested already, and maybe several whatevers down the road. It doesn't matter because there is no time, right? In truth, there is no time. Hard to wrap our heads around that, but it's true. And so just to know you've already done the initial work and you can go back to the process again and again and again. Now, many of us and many of you in this room have been on this journey a long time and you've done similar processes. But a lot of times we kind of forget the fundamentals. Anybody ever do that? So my hope is bringing it back, having something practical to follow will allow all of us to move forward together in this manifestation process for whatever the highest and best good is for each one of us. And that we also will join together as a community and move together to manifest whatever is best and highest for our community. If you want to be part of an attraction circle right after this service, we're going to have a prayer circle. We've got mighty, powerful prayer chaplains here. Susan's going to lead us in that. And it'll be a fairly short circle, but an opportunity for us to focus on the community as a whole and what we're manifesting and attracting as a community. It's fun stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So here we are, making it happen together. I'm excited to see what we're going to come up with. So I invite you to affirm with me as we remember that we have this spiritual ability, that we remember that we are co-creators, and that anything truly is possible. Let's say it together. I have the spiritual ability to manifest anything. I am open to receive. So it is.
Thank you, Kristen.
So, speaking of manifestation and prayer chaplains, they are available after this service, maybe after the attraction circle that Reverend Kristen talked about, to provide personal prayer support. So, the text says if you're a prayer chaplain, please stand up, but we all know who the prayer chaplains are because they already did stand up.
They wear their lavender stoles,
Yes.
but if you would like to address your congregation.
Stand up again. There you go.
Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart, praying with these wonderful people is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Yeah. So now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving.
What?
You have a little testimonial. I guess I didn't make the screen.
Okay, I thought it came a little later. Open our hearts.
You can.
Oh,
but you
excuse me. Okay.
So, we got it organized here. So now we're going to open our hearts to the practice of giving, and I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, so shall we receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
That's it. For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you who are watching online, there is a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to avoid the ridiculous fees charged by the apps. That was an editorial comment. That's not. By setting up automatic giving to Unity through the bank's bill pay system.
And now I invite Reverend Kristen to the podium for something special.
Sorry about that, everyone. So some of you received a letter about a week ago, and in it we included both an invitation to kind of just, where we are with our finances here at Unity, an invitation to contribute in various ways, whether it's directly financially or in other ways, like being a part of our attraction circle and so on. There's ways to plug in for everyone. But also in that letter, we talked about some little baby animals that make your heart smile. And they are the Unity owlets. So we're going to take a look at those. So one of them fell from the nest in the cypress trees, and then we discovered there were 3. And Lindsay Wildlife came over and helped us out, and they suggested we get a wicker basket. And lo and behold, the babies all got in the basket and hung out for a while. And now they have flown the coop. So, yay. So as a part of that letter, we had several people generously, immediately contribute, and one of them was Kathy Bate, a longtime member, a very dedicated person who has been a part of our community and served in a variety of ways. I want to invite Kathy forward because when she and I were visiting, I called her to thank her for her gift. And as we were visiting, she started to say a bunch of stuff that I thought, oh, everybody needs to hear this. Kathy, will you share? And she said, sure. So over to you, Kathy.
Thank you. Yeah, I will try to keep my story short today. But some of the things that we were talking about, what I learned in New Thought, which I have been part of for 45 years. Started out in religious science, which is changed its name, and then came to Unity when I moved to California in '87. And there's a few things, it kind of ties into what we said today, the steps to manifest. But for me, number one, I just wanted to thank the board for asking for what our community and church really need, which right now is financial and people to get more involved. COVID is over. It's time to get back here. And I'm speaking also to the people online because everybody feels safe. If you don't, you can always wear a mask. But come on back, we need you. There's so much good energy that we all have and can bring to this community to make it more prosperous. And I've gone through a lot of ups and downs in my life, in my business, and in life. And you know what I always learned is I always come out better after having gone through it. So, but part of that is by focusing on gratitude for what I have at that moment. There's always, I do love to travel, and I think about all the people that are in much worse situations than we are. And I just think that there's so much to be grateful for. I had a dad who lived to be 96, and he said he was grateful that he woke up every morning. I mean, that's a good thing to start with. So I am really grateful for this spiritual center. It is the place that I have spent more time and energy and been connected to, and it constantly, still after all these years, just feeds me in so many ways, my spirit and just friendships and everything else. So what I think is what I get. That's the first thing I learned in New Thought. And if this is something, everybody has to find their own journey. But I know that when I was thinking, I call it stinking thinking, or thinking in very, very negative ways, and that I didn't have enough. And guess what I got? Not enough. I mean, to the point where I almost went bankrupt at one point. And then I got back in the ask mode for advice and services, and I took 5 courses in a row on prosperity thinking. And finally, on the 5th one, I finally got it, you know. And ever since then, it's such a quick switch, if I fall into that trap, is to just get back and think how much I already have, and knowing that if I let go of that last whatever dollar or extra hour I have, that it's going to come back to me tenfold. And I encourage everybody to open your hearts and your pocketbooks, because the church is really needing that right now. And again, to the board, please continue to tell us how we can help you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Kathy and Narayan and Janet. Over to you to rock it out.
This is dedicated to Lynn Carr Sykes, who was the music director at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And she always used to say, let's go out and have a funky good time. And this is her.
She manifested all over the place.
First, let me say how good it was to meet you. I want to say how good it is to know you. You're a shining star wherever you are. Lighting up your place all over your face, yeah. You make everyone around you just a little bit happier. No one can walk into a room like you. Oh, Miss Carr, there you are. I learned some things just from being around you. I'm gonna lift it up wherever I go and have a funky good time all of the time. Ooh, living with the divine, yeah, yeah. There she goes, lighting up the darkness. There she goes, a shooting star in the sky. There she goes, somebody's dancing on the ceiling. There she goes, somebody's dancing in the eye. There she goes, ooh, living in paradise. There she goes, she got those smoky, funky eyes now. Have a funky good time all of the time, living like a divine, yeah, 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 yeah.
thank you, Spirit, for the music and all the good. We give thanks to the givers and the receivers because we know that is one and the same. That the flow happens with ease and grace through each of us, through all of us, and lifts up our world with our teachings, our values, our message, our joy. Thank you, Spirit, for the opportunity to give and to receive. Let's bless it together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is now.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
And now is it on? All right. Good afternoon. I'm Genevieve, and I'm filling in for Michelle this week. Of course. It's lots of fun. Today, the little kids, we talked about the prayer of protection, and we made a prayer book. So I'll see if any of them want to share anything. Do you want to share? Sven? Gracie? Gracie wants to share. Put it up to your mouth. Go ahead.
Today we made our own Bibles and we drew pictures in them. There was words above to give us ideas of what to draw.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else want to share?
Okay. No? Okay. And in Uniteens today, we
learned about standing up for ourselves and each other and being a leader.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And we also
We talked about like how we can make a change in our life.
That's right. Yeah. Awesome.
Nicely shared. Thank you. Thank you, Mike and Genevieve and Carolyn and Shayna. Sorry, Shayna. Let's bless our teachers, our youth, and our children together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right, we're going to close with all good, all good. Please rise in body or rise in spirit and join us in singing. As Janet gets it going, gets the rhythm going here. Yeah. All good, all good. Okay, hang on. Sorry.
Here we go.
All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart and my soul. Now I know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy.
are the light and the love and the manifester on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.